CTV Community Television presents The Focus Program, hosted by Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of The Focus Program. My name is Paul Dingeman. We are in the midst of June. Things are happening up and down the river and everywhere. But let's begin with two friends, Sandra Kilby and Pat O'Connor. Pat, nice to see you. Welcome back.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Sandra, good to see you again.
Good
nice to see you. You two are here representing S.N.A.P.
Representing Humane Society of St. Clair County, S.N.A.P, correct.
So it's Humane Society, St. Clair County, S.N.A.P.
Right.
For those that might not know, what is S.N.A.P?
S.N.A.P is our mission, which is spay, neuter, adopt, protect, and that's our community animals.
Okay.
And as of May 18th, 5,000 surgeries have been completed for community pets, and that's doing surgeries 3 days a week, low volume. So the need is there, and we have a new program going right now for free roaming cats in the community. We are spaying and neutering, rabies vaccinating, and ear tipping them at no cost, and already we've done close to 650. People are doing it and using the program.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
Phenomenal.
How long has the S.N.A.P. been, or the organization been there on Fredmore Highway?
We entered the building in spring of 2012, or I'm sorry, 2011, completed the reconstruction and development of it in March of 2013.
There was a wonderful woman who was involved in that.
Dorothea Knight donated
and she certainly
funding
needs to be patted on the back for
all
her
the
efforts.
time, and donated the monies for us to purchase our building.
That's wonderful.
And it is phenomenal. The location, centrally located, easy for people to get to, and cannot thank her enough.
What a labor of love she's done.
She has, and the community animals thank her all the time. But also, too, with community support and the fabulous volunteers that we have, it's just been such a community effort.
Before we go to Pat, talk to me about volunteers. Do you need any?
We are based with volunteers in the operations of the daily activities at the shelter. We have foster families. We are in great need of foster volunteers that are willing to take the adoption animals into their homes. Right now, I have a waiting list for people to volunteer, so that's how much support we're getting from this community.
What does a foster parent do?
We bring animals into our facility. We know no history. We keep them, we spay neuter, we update them on their vaccines, ensure that they're healthy, and that they're an animal that can go into a home environment. Families open up their doors, care for them, socialize them, get them acclimated to other pets, children, and then they go up for adoption. And we have a phenomenal adoption rate due to the fact when these animals are adopted out, the foster plays a role, explains to the new family exactly what the behavior is like, and plays a great part.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hadn't heard of that kind of a
yeah, it works
before.
out wonderfully. Rather than taking an animal, say from St. Clair County Animal Control from one cage, throw them in another cage, we have no idea what their behavior will be like. And it's unfortunate because a lot of these animals, especially the dogs, they're shifted around, they're scared, and it takes them a while to get used to an environment where they're cared for and loved. So it makes a huge difference.
Pat O'Connor, you have an interest in S.N.A.P. Why?
Well, it actually started when I was president of the St. Clair Women's League, and we actually had a meeting, held one of our monthly meetings right at S.N.A.P. because we wanted to get to know them better, and then we donated money. And they will continue to be on our list of community and local things that we support because of what they do for the community. And we were so impressed by them. And then when I went to work for the Chamber of Commerce, my goal is to get most of the nonprofits that are in our community to see the benefit of being a chamber member. So I actually went there and I said, you should join the chamber. And she did. And when she joined the chamber, now we can actually, kind of focus some of our attention on helping. And so we're going to do that. Throughout this summer, we're going to be doing a chamber promotion that actually brings in money for S.N.A.P. And that is, we're going to ask people to register their dogs and run their dogs as Canine Commodore. And whoever gets the most votes, and the way you vote will be, we'll have little buckets all over the chamber with dogs' pictures on them, and you will vote the way most elections take place, and that is with your money.
Stuff the ballot box.
Stuff the ballot box, that's right.
this time
$1
with
equals
money.
one vote. That's right. But all the money will go to S.N.A.P. So we've got a lot of dogs already registered. We'll continue to register as long as anybody wants to, but the voting will actually start taking place as the events start taking place in St. Clair. There's so many this summer, and we will encourage people to come in and look at the cute pictures of the dogs and vote. And then at the end of summer, in early September, then we will call an end to the election. And whoever has the most dollars in their bucket will be Canine Commodore of St. Clair for the year. The second highest will be the dog's first mate or first mutt. And then the rest of the dogs will be the...
In the doghouse.
No, deck hounds. Deck hounds. And then all of the dogs will have their pictures taken, and we hope to do a chamber calendar that we will start selling at the beginning of November, and these will be St. Clair dogs. We want St. Clair to be noted as a place where people can bring their dogs. It already kind of is, and we want to embrace that. But more importantly, we want to make sure that we're supporting our nonprofits that are chamber members, and so we're going to collect money all summer for S.N.A.P. And this is ultimately just my way to get some dogs in there because I love those dogs.
You just recently came back from California.
I did.
Did you see all the dogs in the malls?
Every place. We saw dogs in restaurants. There is a whole different atmosphere out there, but it seems, we were at my grandchildren's grade school, and there's about 4 dogs there with their families, and they're just wandering around. Everybody has dogs, everybody. It's a welcoming atmosphere for dogs.
Well, if something's going to get done in this community, we got 2 ladies sitting across from me who are going to get it done. Let me tell you, folks. This is great.
Thank you, Paul.
This is great. S.N.A.P's doing great work. You're doing great work. I'm glad the 2 of you have gone together on this. You're going to have a golf outing, too.
Golf outing, our 3rd annual at the St. Clair Golf Club. If you love to golf on a beautiful course and you like good food and you love dogs and cats,
This is the place.
it'll be a good time.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
And that's $110. And that includes lunch, dinner, and 18 holes with a cart. That's great. So, and how do I register for that?
You can contact our organization at 810-329-SNAP or Mary Ann Morgan, who is heading this for us, at 810-357-9302.
Okay, very good. Did we miss anything, ladies?
I think we're good.
Come to the chamber office and make sure you vote.
Okay, we'll do that. Pat O'Connor, you got to run and do some grand openings.
I do.
Sandra,
Thank you,
always
Paul.
good to see you. And we'll be back with our next guest. We're going to get into discussion of a lot of art, both at the St. Clair County Community Mental Health Arena and also at the St. Clair Art Association. So stay tuned. We're back, and as you know, the 44th Annual St. Clair Art Association Art Fair is just around the corner. We are honored today to have the featured artist for the 44th Annual Art Fair from Chicago, Illinois, originally from Imlay City, Ed and Carol Zach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Welcome to back to
Paul.
Michigan. Welcome
Yes.
to St. Clair. We're glad you're here, and we're excited about having you here. Talk to me about how you got into art.
Oh, I've been involved in art through all of my life. And as I was saying earlier to one of the volunteers at the gallery, when I was in school, we had an assignment in a psychology class where we had to trace back why we got into the area we got into. And I traced it all the way back to elementary school, where I had an elementary school teacher that really took notice of my skills and asked my parents to get me involved with special art programs. So I've been doing art since I've been in elementary school.
That always never ceases to amaze me, because this room here is full of young people who have done the same thing. They wanted radio or television from the time they could do anything, and we've had some great success stories with people who have gone through here. So it's that early interest in how important teachers are, I guess, is the bottom line. bottom line. How about you, Carol?
Well, I started really early too. My mother was interested in the arts, and so she taught me how to draw some preliminary small objects, probably from the age of 6. And I lived in Champaign, Illinois at the time, and they had some pace-setting school systems there, and I met a gentleman by the name of Fred Atterbury, who just...
Oh, I know that young man.
I bet
Yes.
you do. And that young man...
World-renowned.
...was my art teacher for 3 or 4 years.
Isn't that a small world?
And he
It is.
decided I should work to get a scholarship in art and to be a president of the art club. He decided that. And I just said, yes, sir, and had a wonderful high school years as a result of that. And it got me into a college as a result. And
Isn't that
then,
remarkable?
and then teaching, and it's just...
All because of Fred.
I owe him a lot.
Yeah, right. You're going to be the featured artist, and what does that entail here for the 44th?
For the
annual art?
44th, it entails us bringing down our work that we have. That is going to be on exhibit at the art gallery during the art fair. It involves partaking in all of the events that are going on with the art fair, and to meeting all of the wonderful people that will be coming through, talking to them
It's a
about
great show.
about art, talking to them about doing art, themselves, and it's never too late. In fact, talking to them about the fact that Carol will be coming back in August to do a workshop
Oh, great.
here.
I hope
Great.
so. Yes, that's what we're
yeah.
talking about.
Have you been at this show before?
No.
No, we have not.
Okay. Well,
So
you're
we're
gonna
excited.
enjoy it.
And it's a wonderful way to really express what the Art Association does for the city. And they do so much to bring, the lively arts to the community. And so it's just nice
You brought
to be
along a
part of
couple
that.
paintings, and we've got a bunch
Yep.
that we're going to show in a minute. But talk to me now. What's the one up on the screen there?
Well, that's my painting. Not too very long ago, Ed and I were able to travel to Paris. And so that is that's the backyard of Versailles Castle or Palace. And this is also a Paris scene. Once you go to Paris, you're totally taken in by all of its charm. And so this is a night scene as we were on our way to a beautiful restaurant to eat. And this is another Paris scene from one of the famous bridges in Paris on the
Now,
Seine.
we've mixed these pictures, so some of them are yours and
These
some
were
are
all
his.
mine
Those
that
are
you
yours?
just,
Okay.
that you just flashed. And so is that.
And I think this first grouping are going to be all Carols
Yeah.
coming through.
Well, only proper that we let
Yes.
Carol go
Ladies
first.
first,
That's
right.
correct.
And this is another one from Versailles, and it's also the one that I have here in the studio. And it's just, they're done in oil pastel, which is kind of it's been around since the 1920s, but it wasn't until the 1940s that a man by the name of Picasso, we
Yes,
all
I've
know
heard
and
of
love,
him.
right, worked with
He did houses.
Yes,
Yes.
worked with a French manufacturer by the name of S.N.A.P to develop a better oil pastel
okay.
that they felt was usable in their painting at the time. And there's only 3 brands that are really wonderful to use, and so I'm using one of those, if not, I guess all 3 of
You
them.
use all 3 of them.
I do use all 3, and so they're a wonderful medium, and they're kind of a cross between a pastel painting and an oil painting.
Just for very
yeah.
nice work, very nice work.
Thank you. And this again is at Versailles. I did a whole series. I tend to do series. So I've got a whole floral grouping. I've got a landscape grouping, and this is within that landscape grouping.
With technology today, when we travel, rather than carrying a sketchbook with us, we carry our digital cameras and we just take image after image after image, and then when we come back, we produce a number of paintings from those images.
Marvelous, marvelous.
And the paintings are fairly, to do in an oil pastel, I teach workshops, and it's a very quick way to learn how to paint. It doesn't require any brushes, it doesn't require any solvent, and the medium is relatively non-toxic. So it's great for people of all ages to learn. This one is done with, it's like a collage. It's tissue paper laid down first and glued, and then the oil pastel put on top.
Wow.
Very colorful, very fresh, kind of gives you an exciting surface.
Now, at the show, at the art fair, you're not going to have all of these paintings, are you?
I have many of them. I think, didn't we bring about 50 paintings?
We did.
Yeah, and we have some note cards, and we have some inkjet reproductions that will be available as well.
And what do we have? You said on the easel here, you have one of the paintings we've already seen.
Right.
Right.
And what's this one over here?
This is one of the paintings that I've done. This is the way I work. I will take, as I said, we take a lot of digital imagery, and then I use that as a concept to start the image from, and then develop my image as I go along. So this was started from a photograph that I had taken of a prairie landscape, and then I use that for the basic idea and put the photograph away and then just develop the image. So I put this together, and this is called Twilight on the Prairie.
It's beautiful.
And sometimes they go very, very quickly. They seem to come together, almost immediately. There are some where I've worked 6 months, and they never seem to want to come together.
Well, that's the nice thing about oil pastel. If for some reason you don't get it completed or it isn't resolved when you feel it can be, it just can sit there until you're ready to go back to it. It doesn't dry. So it's one of those very workable mediums that allows you to have great flexibility in getting the painting done in your own time frame, which
They're
is
going to
nice.
have a reception for you on June the 18th.
That's
tonight.
yeah.
We're recording this. So the people that see this show will not be able to participate because the show plays later.
Oh.
But you will be, as you said, the featured artist, and you'll be in the gallery.
Absolutely.
Not out
We're
on the-
anxious to meet people and share what we've been doing for the last few years. So we're
It's beautiful work,
everybody
and-
comes out.
And
And it's a nice celebration for the city.
yes, very much so.
Right.
Right. And then you said you'll be back in August? And
I
if
hope
people
so.
wanna-
We're working on the details now. So we've hung the show this morning.
Now this is one of
and,
mine. This is one of my
Oh.
oil
There we go.
paintings that I work both in oil and in oil pastel. So this is an oil painting of our daughter, Kate, and when we were in Paris. So I thought that would make
It's a great
beautiful
picture.
painting. Thank
Yeah.
you. This one I call the Toast, and it's again I'm working a little bit more abstract than Carol works, and the theme here this is dining at the Procope.
In Paris.
In
Paris, we went to a restaurant. Actually, our daughter recommended it to us, the Procope, which is the oldest restaurant in Paris, where Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson
my God.
dined.
It's worth
So-
traveling
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So we did.
Now this, another oil painting of mine. This is the prairie, Illinois
And
prairie.
This one's an oil painting.
Yes.
This is a little
That's
bit.
what I said.
Yeah, this one's a little
Yeah.
bit different from oil pastel.
One of the major differences between oil pastel and oil painting, the oil paintings that you saw there, when you're working, as they do today, what they call alla prima, which is without a lot of solvents, that paint will set up and dry within a period of hours to 3 days. So if you are working and you have to put your painting aside and come back to it, in 3 days you're starting a new painting.
Right.
Whereas with oil pastel, it sets up, but it doesn't dry like an oil painting will dry. So in 3 days, you can come back, you can add a little bit of medium to that oil pastel, and it becomes workable again, and you can then blend into it and continue developing your painting.
Well, we're delighted that you're here,
Thank
and we really encourage everybody to stop into the gallery during the art fair.
Thank
and
you.
Meet the two of you. And,
Oh, we'd love to see them.
Well, and Sandy Atterbury has done a wonderful
Yes.
job of organizing all that. She's
Right.
had a full plate, and we're just thrilled to be amongst those people that she has, brought
Yeah.
in to make it a nice celebration.
The next segment, we're going to have Deb Johnson from St. Clair County Community Mental Health, and she's going to talk about art in their arena. And you guys shared a comment with her about how important art is, and talk to me about that. how it affects people.
Well, you're kind of talking to the choir here, but but we're just we believe that it should be in everybody's lifestyle. It should be in the schools, and it should be a part of what makes the quality of life that we are so lucky to have in this country. And so we just encourage, whenever possible, to build. If you can't get it in the schools, there are beautiful and wonderful art centers.
Like
in
the St. Clair Association.
Yeah, and it's a lovely one. If you haven't been there, what a beautiful facility.
And it allows
So-
people to have a lot of success, no matter where they are at the point of their lives, with where we are now with the workshops. And Carol teaches in 2 art leagues in Illinois. And in those art leagues, a lot of the people, not all of them, are people that are recent retirees that are coming back, and they had art sometime in the past, in school or somewhere else, sometimes not at all, but deciding they want to try it now. She also has people that are coming in that are physicists, that are doctors, that come from all walks of lives, that are saying, you know, I'd like to do something with art too. Can you teach me?
Yeah. Good
So-
break for them.
You know, all of us love to tell a story about
Yes.
who we are. So some of us sing, some of us dance, some of us write and tell stories that way, and some of us paint to tell our story.
Well, you've done a beautiful
so
job.
it's important.
Carol,
Thank you,
thanks
Paul.
very much for coming in. Very nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you.
Paul.
And we will be down to see you at the gallery.
That'll be wonderful.
That'll be great.
We'll be along next with a friend by the name of Deb Johnson from St. Clair County Community Mental Health, and we'll continue the discussion of art. Great. Great. Joining us now, Deb Johnson from St. Clair County Community Mental Health, the Executive Director. Welcome back to the Focus program. Nice to see you. Summer going good?
Yes, it's going good.
Started.
Thanks for having me here.
That's right. We're
It's
glad
actually quite warm out today, isn't it?
Yes, very
Yes,
much so.
very much. Anyways, yeah, it's good to be here.
You, the last segment we had the featured artists from the St. Clair Art Association, 44th, and that's amazing, 44 years.
Wow, yes.
Our annual art fair. And you had a chance to talk to them before they went on the air and talk about a project that just completed at St. Clair County Community Mental Health. And it's called the Traveling Art Show. What's it all about?
Well, actually, it was an idea that was put together through our state board association, which
Okay.
is out of Lansing. And they have a public relations committee of that group, which includes representatives from all over the state of Michigan. And many CMHs have started, as part of Anti-Stigma Initiative's art programs. We are one of them. And so what they did is selected the best artwork from folks who receive mental health services across the state of Michigan. And it's a traveling art show, and it goes to every county in the state of Michigan throughout the year. And then it ends up at the Grand Traverse Resort in October for our fall conference. And whatever has not been sold through the year, it's still displayed, but if you bought it, you wouldn't get it until after that show.
Right.
Because that's the final big showing of it. It'll be featured there. So I don't know, did I say 30? There's 32 artists, so 32 pieces of artwork, including a piece of art from a woman from our county.
Oh, wonderful.
Who received some mental health services. And she actually, her entry is dedicated to her late husband, and it shows 2 branches and intertwined forming a heart, and it's dedicated to her late husband, and it will be on display at one of the businesses in downtown Port Huron. And the businesses include St. Clair County CMH, S.N.A.P, Chef Shell's Catering, Joy's Bridal, A Little Something, You Furry Pet Salon.
It's quite a name.
That is kind of funny, isn't it? You Furry Little Pet.
Yeah.
You Furry Pet Salon, Main Street Port Huron, and at Main Street Port Huron.
If the guys in the control room will throw those pictures up from the second bin there, we've got the pictures that you're talking about, at least some of them. And there they go. That's the recovery one. That was earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's actually the winning artwork from a high school student, because art has so many benefits, and so besides it serves a dual purpose for us, the whole anti-stigma initiative. That is the winning artwork from Michelle Nowicki, Marysville High School. We use that on our posters, and you can see it on billboards throughout the county right now.
Okay, what do we got next? That was your, and this is your 50th year too.
Yes, it is 50th year anniversary of St. Clair County CMH. We started in 1965,
Okay, next.
before I was born.
And here's the poster for the travel. Travel.
Yes, that's our poster for the Traveling Art Show, and you can see 2 pieces of the original artwork there.
Okay.
And those will be on display.
Okay,
So,
keep going.
so anyway, so
All right, what's this one?
I believe,
That's from the previous show.
yes, I think it might be.
Okay, keep going.
It's beautiful.
Now this is one of yours.
Yes, I think it
Gonna be
is.
on display.
And to be honest with you, I've not seen the whole
Okay.
exhibit yet because it hasn't arrived yet. But yes, so
Well,
there's a lot of great pictures or artwork.
These
I
are
should
some
say.
of the ones from the, and I think that might be from the previous people, but in any event, and this is one I know that was in yours, which was lightning on a desert, which I thought was really
Yeah,
unique.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Be-
Okay.
Because, you know, as I started to say, there's many benefits to creating art and also even just to viewing art. But creating art can help. There's a lot of physical benefits like controlling blood pressure. It can hopefully distract thoughts of illness, enhances fine and gross motor skills. It also decreases negative emotions and helps increase positive emotions. Helps to reduce symptoms of depression, stress, anxiety, things like that. It also allows for expression of grief or trauma, and maybe the lightning in the desert could be something related to grief or trauma.
Right.
Anyways, so it's a great way to help people, and including folks who are nonverbal, like, for example, some kids with children or adults even with autism. It helps them really to express feelings through their artwork if sometimes they can't use words to do that.
And we find that with musicians too, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, I just learned this, but I think this is really important. And when I was checking this fact with the people that were on the previous show, because they're longtime artists, but creative expression releases dopamine, which is a chemical associated with the brain's pleasure center. And they said, yes, that's why we are such happy people. So that's definitely a benefit. And I shared my brief art experience when I did a little painting,
Right.
And I did feel good. I was happy. It was fun, and it wasn't half bad when I was done with
Good,
that. You know, I got
good.
instruction the whole way through.
Right.
But yeah, it was great. So we do offer creative arts or art classes specifically at Studio 1219 in Port Huron. And we also have writing classes and theater classes. We've talked to you. We've been here promoting our
Right.
plays and things like that. But through our art class, we do have annual art shows, which is usually in November of the year. We don't have a date for that, but I'm sure I'll be back before then to give you details
you
about
will.
that.
You will.
Yeah.
So art is important things. You treat the whole mind and body, don't you?
Yes, we do. And we have been really doing everything that we can to promote healthy minds, healthy bodies, that all these things fit with our integration efforts in terms of integrating behavioral health care with primary health care. But again, you know, the art has just been a great thing. We've been doing it for, I feel like, more than 10 years now. And it's just, we get so much positive feedback from the people
Yeah.
that participate in the program.
Another thing that you've got coming up is Tee Off for Kids. What is that about?
That is a fundraiser. This is our 4th annual, and it is a fundraiser for the St. Clair County Child Abuse and Neglect Council,
Okay.
of which I am the president of the
Right,
board.
right.
And it will be held at St. Clair Golf Club August 22nd, 1 o'clock, shotgun start, $125 per person. But if you pay early, you get a bonus, you get a discount, and it would only be $100 a person. So
Wow.
you could save $25 a person by paying early. If you're not a golfer, you could join us for dinner only. It's we have a new chef there. He's awesome. And we're going to have a silent auction, raffles, and some other fun things will be happening. All the proceeds from that event will be presented at RoofSit 2015, which is when Chuck Santoni from Radio First spends a week living on top of the Birchwood Mall. And I go up there for a whole day. And,
the sheriff
with
and-
the sheriff and the prosecutor and,
Right.
and Michael McCartan.
Right.
And we try to raise as absolute much money as we can. This money is like presented on that day.
Oh, great.
So I'm hoping that we also have opportunities for sponsorship for businesses anywhere from $100 to $1,000.
There's a lot of golf outings, but this one is really a good one because it's Tee Off for Kids, and you're doing some really good things for
It really
local
is.
people.
We do a lot of prevention education, and in light of some of the recent happenings, it's just critical that we continue to do that work. Not only do we do the prevention and education, we teach and talk about the importance of reporting. Even suspected abuse or neglect is, people need to report that. And we also have an advocacy, or actually through the Child Advocacy Center, we do forensic interviewing, which is when kids are victims of abuse. They are interviewed in a very comfortable setting, and this money funds those kinds of initiatives. And
It's not easy work.
No, it's not easy work, and it's amazing the amount of work that is done with a staff of 6 people, all part-time except for the office manager, and a shoestring budget. The budget is less than $300,000 annually, but it's mostly raised from these kinds of events. So it is critical, and it's very important.
And this is a lot more comfortable weather-wise than the roof set.
Yes, although I think last year we lucked out, if I remember correctly.
You've had rain and snow.
The year
up there,
before, the tent leaked. Yeah, we got wet, and they were worried about their radio equipment. And there were times where the winds were so strong. I'm surprised Chuck was still there the next day. But it's a great time. It's a great week. We'll talk more about that maybe the next time I come when it gets closer, because there's a fun walk that kicks off the event from Lakeside Park, and it's a great event.
Deb Johnson, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
You do
Always a pleasure to
great
be
work
here.
in the community, and we salute you for that effort, and we'll let you get going here.
Thank you.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, Paul Dingaman. See you soon.
Tune in again soon for another episode of Focus. Make sure to check CTV out on www.watchctv.org or like us on Facebook.